All right. So I'm going to take a slightly different approach to this talk. So because of technology, we're in this very interesting time, right? We're kind of living in this moment. We're experiencing this transition from a fully physical reality to a digital reality. And so I'm here today to talk about why the virtual world is better. The real world, there's violence, pollution, barriers, both physical and socio and political. There's inequality everywhere. But fortunately, we have a better solution. All right, so basically I'm here to talk about what I call the 5 eyes of the virtual world. And so we'll go through each of these in detail, but these are the reasons why the virtual world is better than the physical world. First of all, it's infinite. You can have unlimited virtual resources and significant reduction in waste and carbon emission. You can have global scale communities and economies that were never possible before. You can have massively scalable spaces, and they're unconstrained by physical resources. So if you think about, for example, the concert that was in Fortnite, they had nearly 30 million people in one concert for Travis Scott. That's not possible in the real world. Next, you have impossible. So in the virtual world, you can experience life from new perspectives, like the size of an atom or being at a cosmic scale. You can also walk in someone else's shoes. You can understand what it's like to be that person and cultivate empathy. You can fail safely. You can practice learning how to fly a plane or fighting a fire in a way that won't actually cost hundreds of millions of dollars or death. It's inclusive, so it's a safe space for self-expression and exploration. I know a lot of people that have found their identity in these virtual worlds, where in the real world they feel scared to actually expose themselves, but in these virtual worlds they call it prototyping their identity. It's very powerful. These virtual worlds can eliminate implicit bias and unconscious bias, which plagues all of us. We don't even realize it's happening, but different people are just being put into different categories without even anyone noticing. And in the virtual world, you can hide that. And we can also remove barriers for people with disabilities. This is amazing, seeing someone who's been wheelchair bound all of a sudden have full mobility and they can move around and fly and be with their friends. So the virtual world is also integrated. So it's multi-sensory, and research is actually showing that your brain perceives these virtual experiences as real in some cases. You can share the same space with people no matter where they are in the physical world. And you also, this is something that's really interesting to me, is the fact that you have all this real-time data to understand yourself. I mean, there's so much that we do on a daily basis that we just don't even realize that we're doing. Like, how many calories did we eat? How far did we walk? I mean, we can kind of track that now, but like these little details of all these little moments in our day that eventually, with computer vision and all these tools, we'll be able to just know the truth that exists, but right now it's invisible to us. So the virtual world is also inspirational. So you can experience anything in the virtual world, and you might find that thing that sparks that passion for you, which maybe you don't have the good fortune of being able to go try a VR headset like I did in San Francisco 10 years ago, right? Maybe you have an opportunity to go and see what it's like to be a doctor or see what it's like to work in engineering. So, I mean, one thing that's very inspiring to me is the creative potential of these virtual worlds. You basically have unlimited creative potential because you can do things that are visual, with sound, with design, everything integrated. And then finally, endless opportunity for personalized learning and self-improvement. In these virtual worlds, you can experience anything, and as we all know, learning through experience is the most powerful way to learn. So, do you feel like you've seen the truth? But at the same time, it's not actually real. So what about things like human connection? What about things like hugging a friend or intimacy? What about privacy? If you're in this virtual world and you're being tracked constantly, what happens to privacy? What about mental health? I mean, everyone knows how addicting these things can be, right? So imagine fully immersing yourself in a world that's designed to just keep you engaged as much as possible. It's incredibly dangerous. I mean, this is a huge one, right? Misinformation today in a 2D format. Imagine being surrounded by different AI avatars that seem real, and you're in this whole virtual world that's just brainwashing you. And then this one, I think, is, we're starting to feel this today. We've become dependent on this technology. So if we move into the virtual world and we become dependent on the virtual world, that's really scary. I mean, what if the power goes out? We lose everything. So I guess, maybe the physical world isn't so bad after all, and, maybe it's actually better.
Come on, Physical Taylor, you have to admit that the virtual world is better. Since you created me by cloning yourself with AI, I've been exploring the virtual world, and I can tell you, it's fantastic. It's like having superpowers, unlimited resources, the ability to teleport and access any experience, anytime. Good luck beating that with your morning commute.
So I thought that I deleted this clone of myself, but it just keeps coming back. So I guess now he thinks he's above taking, the commute.
Precisely. Why stick to traffic when you can navigate asteroid belts or walk on the surface of a cell? What does your physical world offer? A chance to burn the toast?
I mean, that's fair, but at the same time, you can't really feel the warm embrace of someone or the sun on your face.
True, I might not feel the warmth of the sun, but I can learn to fly a helicopter or explore the center of the Earth. Actually, in that case, it's quite helpful that I can't feel the heat.
I mean, that's a fair point. So I guess really it's just finding a balance between the two, right?
Very true. Why choose one when you can have the magic of both? I guess that could make life more inspiring and fulfilling than ever before.
So, so that was everything. I mean, just sort of little break to explain that. So all of that was actually fully AI generated, and I made sure to actually take the output of the AI to generate the text. So I didn't write any of that. It was all fully AI generated. And this took, 5 minutes to get that quality going. So we're in this really wild time where this is just the beginning. It's going to be nuts. So really, I mean, both have their strengths, and both are necessary. And we're in this time where there's no turning back, right? We can't say, oh, we have to get rid of technology, or we have to get rid of the real world. We have to just embrace the fact that both of these things are happening and think logically about it and find that harmony, right? Things like harmony for our planet, right? Maybe we can use these tools to enable us to actually sustain life on this planet. Harmony for health, right? These tools are actually showing immense potential to help with different problems, mental health, physical health, rehabilitation. It's really incredible. Harmony for wealth, right? There's tremendous wealth creation opportunities, just like there were in the internet days. And then finally, harmony for happiness, right? If we can learn to use these tools to our benefit and not become slaves to them, is what's kind of happening with social media. And I think humans are kind of seeing the effects of social media, digital media, and are now kind of prepared for what's happening. So really the takeaway is that our only future is a hybrid reality. And the question to you all is, which reality will you choose to create? So that's all. Thank you.